Yo, what's going on? Man, I don't know what's going on, man. I think somebody forgot to pay the motherfucking light bill. We in this bitch in the dark. Hey, man, y'all already know what time it is, man. Yo, it's your boy, Mr. Fat Pack, coming to you live from the ATL. This is season 1, episode 13 tonight. Let's get it, man. It's been a minute, but you know, your boy here tonight, man. Let's go.
Here we go. All day and all day. My main focus is getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. All day and all day. My main focus is getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting money.
What's good? What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday, May the 3rd, 2022. Like I say, it is season 1, episode 13, man. We got 13 of these things under our belt so far. It's been fun, man. I missed y'all last week. I didn't come to y'all because I felt like I ain't have enough show for y'all. So wasn't much really going on, you feel me? So I kind of just chilled out. You see, I'm still making my drink. Hope y'all got y'all drinks with y'all, you feel me? Give me 1 second here. Enjoy the music. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Get my drink right. Hope everybody been good. Hope everything been good. It's been a little crazy on my end, but who's complaining? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody listening. Got a good show for y'all tonight. Give y'all an update on Russia. We're gonna talk about COVID. What else we talking about? We're gonna talk about a murder in Pennsylvania, murder in Chicago, and a lot more, man. We're gonna talk about some ASAP Rocky, all that good stuff coming along. So just sit tight, get ready for the show. Like I say, I'm happy that y'all are here tuning in, chilling with your boy. I'm happy that y'all allowing me to come into your households this evening. I'm running a little late like always, but y'all already know it'd be kind of crazy with coming home from work and getting stuff together. So appreciate y'all bearing with me and still coming through and chilling with me and getting your sip on. We gonna go ahead and get into the show, man. I'm kind of vibing right now. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've been back here, so I don't know how to act, you know what I'm saying? But let's get it. Yeah. I should have been fucking with this music shit, man. Shit, rough out here. Yeah. So let's get into it, man. Who this is? Hold on. My daughter dropping comments and shit. Weirdo. Anywho, let's get it. Let's see. We're gonna start off with a COVID story, man. Get y'all up, tell y'all about COVID. Ain't much really been said lately about COVID. It's kind of fading away, but it's always gonna be a new strain lingering that's gonna come back and, you know, sneak up on us. So you gotta always be prepared. You notice a lot of places you go in nowadays, ain't nobody really wearing masks now. So everybody to kind of put their guards down, but you know, you gotta always be prepared, man. The end of this ain't over. They already said it's another strain across the waters that's making its way this way. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just be careful, protect yourself, man, and make sure that that you're doing what you gotta do, man, if you're not vaccinated or even if you are, because apparently it affects everyone. But I was reading a story about this lady who was a healthcare worker, man, and it kind of touched me a little bit because you know, all the healthcare workers had to step up and do their thing when everything first popped off. And a lot of them are now suffering, because of their good deeds. You know what I'm saying? This lady was saying that she's still having, they call it long COVID effects. I'm sorry, am I saying that right? I'll tell you in the story coming up. But healthcare workers with long COVID, are having their careers cut short due to debilitating symptoms as the industry struggles with labor shortages. 1 in 7 U.S. workers may experience lingering COVID-19 symptoms like brain fog and fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Long COVID could be preventing 1.6 million Americans from rejoining the workforce in amid widespread labor shortages. So it's a lot of, you go everywhere, man. You see now hiring everywhere. I mean, people looking for work. People with the jobs are looking for people to work for them. But I never thought about COVID could have an effect on that. I just figured people were just living off of other things. But apparently it's because of long COVID. Read this story about this lady who we're going to call Maddie because, we got to keep her identity. She don't want her identity to be released. But a year ago, she was giving hundreds of uninsured women cancer treatment as a healthcare worker at a major Connecticut hospital. Now she says she relies on the calendar notifications for daily tasks and forgets entire conversations hours after she's had them. Her sister calls her each night to remind her to lock the door and set an alarm. She says she don't use the stovetop no more. There was too many times where she forgot she was cooking and almost set the place on fire. You know what I'm saying? There's no official consistent diagnosis of long COVID. However, all three, it was 2 other women interviewed. I only decided to speak about Miss Maddie, but all the women had symptoms that occurred after this acute illness had resolved. So the crazy part, the reason why this story touched me was because 3 weeks after returning back to work, Maddie got sick again and she was placed on medical leave. When Maddie was unable to return to work after 26-week disability period, she was replaced in March 2022. The hospital officially ended her employment. And now left without employee benefits and healthcare, Maddie said navigating the maze of long COVID treatment has become a nightmare. That's sad. Like I say, lady out here trying to help somebody, and she ended up losing her job. And when you lose your job, you lose those benefits. And now she's still fighting the effects of COVID, and she has no benefits. So it's a very sad story, man. I just wanted to enlighten y'all on this and let you know, man, that COVID ain't over, man. You got to be careful and make sure you protect yourself because apparently, man, you see how it went, man. COVID, they said all this stuff they was going to do because of COVID, and a lot of it ain't happening, so a lot of promises was made. And like I say, we figure that, if I'm a healthcare worker and I'm working, I'm thinking that, everything's going to be taken care of. And apparently it isn't. So hopefully, I don't know if she's still fighting for help with that situation, but hopefully this will be able to be resolved, man. It's a sad situation. We're going to talk about Ukraine real quick. Give y'all some updates, man. Ukraine president said Monday the Russian army has killed at least 220 Ukrainian children since the war began, and 1,570 educational institutions have been destroyed or damaged. Earlier Monday, regional police chief Andriy Nebitov said more than 1,200 bodies of Ukrainian civilians killed by Russian troops have been found in the Kyiv region. A Russian missile strike caused deaths and injuries on Monday in Odessa. The governor of the southwest region, Maxim Marchenko, said on social media. He didn't specify how many were killed or injured. Ukrainian authorities previously said Russian forces destroyed a strategic bridge in Odessa, cutting across to shipments of weapons and other cargo from neighboring Romania. Kristen Qerim, U.S. Embassy chargé d'affaires, attended a news conference Monday in Lviv to highlight the return of U.S. diplomats to Ukraine. The U.S. pulled out of its Kyiv embassy for Lviv before the war, then left Ukraine entirely after February's invasion. Denmark and South Korea resumed limited embassy operations in Kyiv on Monday. The mass evacuation of Mariupol was underway Monday, with Ukrainian authorities hoping 1,000 more residents will escape the devastated city that once was home to about 500,000 people. So the Ukrainian military said civilians were already arriving in Zaporizhia a city of about 750,000 people, and were being provided hot meals, physical and psychological examinations, and medicines. All evacuees will receive a calm refuge, the statement said. Finally, these people will be able to feel safe. So we think we got problems over here. And these people, can you imagine just being in your house and neighbors get bombed? I mean, people down the street get bombed. So it's rough living over there in Ukraine. They still going at it back and forth. Apparently Russia don't give a shit. They out here bragging about how many kids they done killed in schools they done tore up. So, Russia ain't playing fair, man. And it's a sad situation, man, because, lives are being lost. So want to send our prayers over to Ukraine, man. Hopefully that terror over there ends, man. We're going to talk about this lady, man. Let me take a sip first, man. It's hot in here today. Woo. Sip. Yeah. Sip. This is a sad story, man. This story is coming to us from Pennsylvania. Two Pennsylvania boys were on life support Monday after their mother shot them in the head while they were in bed at home in a wealthy Philadelphia suburb. Sad. The boys ages 9 and 13 will remain hospitalized until their organs will be donated, the spokesman for the Bucks County District Attorney said Monday. Trey Walker was charged with 3 counts of attempted criminal homicide and 1 count of possession of an instrument of crime. She was accused of shooting her 2 sons and trying to shoot her neighbor before fleeing in a white minivan Monday morning. Man, it's crazy. Yeah, this lady tried to shoot the neighbor too, they say. Guillen was taken into custody around 11:30 a.m., about 4 hours after authorities responded. Hold on. Sorry. All right, yeah. Guillen was taken into custody around 11:30 a.m., about 4 hours after authorities responded to a 911 call from a neighbor. According to the affidavit, authorities were dispatched to the home in Upper Makefield Township shortly after 7 a.m. when a man reported that he'd been leaving to go to work when his neighbor, Guillen, approached him with a box of photos. Guillen asked that he give the photos to her ex-husband, with whom the neighbor works with. When the neighbor turned around, Guillen pointed a black revolver at his face and pulled the trigger twice, the affidavit alleges. The gun didn't fire, it says. The neighbor bear hugged and disarmed Guillen, who told him the gun wasn't loaded, even though several rounds were found in the chamber. She fled, but was later found at a United Methodist Church in Washington Crossing. There were other evidentiary indications that she intended to take her own life, but was unsuccessful. A tragic event is always difficult to process for us all, especially our children, Elliott said. We tend to process such information in different ways and at different paces. It is not uncommon to experience difficulty eating, sleeping, or concentrating, said Elliott. So, yeah, man, this lady apparently was going through some issues, you know what I'm saying? She took her kids out and was apparently trying to kill herself. How you kill 2 kids and not kill you? How you fail at killing yourself? You killed 2 people. Why you couldn't just make sure yourself? You did. You killed yourself. You might as well. But anywho, prayers goes out to the family. Yeah, man, some crazy folks in this world, man. And apparently she was going through some issues. I guess time will tell with that situation. But next, I'm gonna hit y'all up with this story about this Texas man. The family. I'm sorry. Hold on. Florida man whose murder conviction was overturned. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Hold on. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. In arguing for a $2 million bond, a prosecutor revealed disturbing details about a man who allegedly shot and killed his girlfriend's 16-year-old daughter. Defendant Van Brisbon, 60 years old, of Texas, allegedly had his pants down when authorities arrived. The victim, identified by family as Lauren Juma, 16, was found dead with her pants down as well, according to authorities in Harris County, Texas. Fucking pervert. Defense lawyer requested $50,000 bond and argued against the state's request for house arrest, saying that Brisbane lived in Texas for 6 years and worked for the past year as an independent contractor for a company. The judge ultimately set bond at $1 million with conditions including electronic monitoring and no contact orders protecting the teen's family. We do know that the mother was out of town and she has since returned, Harris County Sheriff's told KHOU. She immediately came back. We do have information that she had been on the phone with the 16-year-old prior to the murder. The 16-year-old, the mother, and Brisbane all reportedly lived at the home. Only the teenager and Brisbane were there at the time. As described by the judge, the girl's mother was contacted and she was concerned about Brisbane showing erratic behavior. The mother contacted her other daughter and asked her to go to the home. Authorities were called. Before they could enter the home, they heard 2 shots. The 16-year-old had been shot in the head, the judge said. Mother Lori Young also said that Juma reached out. I just know my baby called me, FaceTimed me, and she said, "Mom, help me," she said while choking back in tears. That's the last time I heard her voice. The investigation is ongoing. Walker told KHOU that Brisbane was not cooperating and that they did not know the motive, so they were working on getting a search warrant. So this is sad, man. Apparently this lady met this guy and moved him in, and she said he was a good father for the most part. She said he treated the girl like his own, but apparently she went out of town and left them alone, and the daughter called them and was saying, "Yo, man, this dude acting weird," and mom was out of town, so she told the other daughter to go check on him, and by the time they got there, he had been shot him. But the weird part was, like, they say he shot him, and like as soon as they heard the shots, he came out like pulling his pants up and buckling his pants. So girl said he was acting weird, so she knew something wasn't right, man. Prayers for the family. Sad situation. 16-year-old loses her life, and this weird creeper pervert dude, you know what I'm saying, gonna rot in jail for the rest of his damn life, which he deserved, man. Sad case, man. We're gonna talk about the Chicago shooting. Family of 2 women shot, 1 killed in River North Saturday are speaking out about what they said led to the deadly shooting. Tashawna Anderson, 26, and her sister, 31-year-old LaShawn Anderson, were inside the 10-pin bowling lounge in River North when Tashawna caught her friend's boyfriend with another woman, according to the family. LaShawn is now left barely able to walk after being shot through the thigh and watching her sister take her last breath. Shortly after 1 a.m. Saturday, LaShawn said she witnessed the unthinkable. LaShawn said she saw the man get out of the passenger side and punch her cousin to the ground before taking aim at the 2 sisters. But LaShawn didn't make it, as the alleged shooter drove off. Police said at this time no one is in custody, and Tashawna's family is left grieving with this sudden loss. Another sad situation. It sounded like they was at the bowling alley trying to get their bowl on. And they never mentioned, well, nobody's in custody, so if this is her boyfriend, they never mentioned his name in the story. But apparently they know he did it, so it's gonna catch up with him eventually, man. Sad situation, man. Y'all gotta be careful with these people, man. Gotta be careful, man. You never know what you're dealing with until you really deal with it, right? We're gonna talk about this Florida guy, man. We'll talk about this guy from Florida. A Florida man whose murder conviction was overturned after nearly 32 years in prison may have to go back inside and complete his sentence. Never heard of that. Crossy Green was released in April 2020, 3 years after a federal judge reversed his 1990 conviction. In March, an appellate court overruled the lowest court decision, possibly restoring his life sentence. He was in prison for the 1989 kidnapping and slaying of Charles Chip Flynn and was initially sent to death row. However, U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Florida ruled in 2018 that Green be released or retried because prosecutors withheld evidence pointing to another suspect. The state stalled the release until Green was selected among prison population set free because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now that's crazy. They waited till the COVID, I guess they made it feel better because of COVID. They released this man, but they waited till the COVID to release this man, even though they knew he was, supposedly innocent. Green's defense attorneys are fighting the appeals court decision that was. Oh, I said that already. For the police. All right. Okay. Yeah. Green's attorney are fighting the appeals court decision that would require him to return to prison. They expect a ruling in late May. He also has the support of one of the police officers who responded to the scene and believes Green is innocent. Okay. Flynn's ex-girlfriend, Kim Haylock, a white woman, told authorities that Green kidnapped, robbed, and drove her and Flynn to the Orange Grove in Titusville, where a shootout ensued. According to reports, Haylock sped off in Flynn's truck, leaving him with a gunshot to the chest. She reportedly passed the hospital, payphones, and her home where she lived with her parents and went to see Flynn's friend, who convinced her to call authorities. Now, I know if somebody robbed me, I ain't finna pass all them places and go to somebody else's house. But anyway, Flynn reportedly refused to tell authorities who shot him before dying. Clark and her partner said that there was no evidence of a shootout or Haylock's rapid escape. The bullet that was lodged in Flynn's chest matched the bullets from his own gun. There were no shell casings on the scene or gun residue on Flynn's hands. Haylock was never checked for residue. Right. The officers told the prosecution that the officers told the prosecution they suspected Haylock had committed the crime. Green's conviction was centered on Haylock's testimony, and Clark was never asked to take the stand to testify about her findings, reports show. Prosecution never disclosed the information or produced related notes and photographs. Haylock identified Green in a police lineup, and shoe prints and police canine connected him to the crime, report show. So she lied, and apparently this man took the fall for it. But they saying he still might have to go back. And this was in Florida, so if he's innocent, man, hopefully this works out for him, man, because he already did 32 years of his life, and he might be innocent. So hopefully this gets resolved soon, man. Yeah, take another sip to that. All right, let's talk about this. This lady, Miss Shacare Terry. A family member is grieving after a 31-year-old mother of a 2-year-old in Indianapolis daycare owner died following a botched BBL surgery in the Dominican Republic. Now, according to WRTV, Shacare Terry did what many people are doing these days and travel outside the U.S. to get a tummy tuck in a popular Brazilian butt lift, also known as a BBL, type of plastic surgery and liposuction procedure that aims to round out and lift the buttocks for a better defined physique and to correct deformities. However, Terry's twin sister reported that a few days post-surgery, she talked with her sister on FaceTime and something wasn't right. Sheree said ominously, she knew something wasn't right. I knew in my heart. Shacare traveled out the country with her childhood friend, Carlisha Williams, who reportedly also got the procedure done, according to the outlet. Williams reports that Dr. Jose De Sena at Instituto Médico San Lucas was behind performing the surgeries on the women. Williams said she and Shacare experienced a lot of pain and more complications post-surgery, but Shacare was suffering a lot more intense pain by the second day. Williams recalls that the senior sedated Shacare on the second day following complications. She said when she asked why her friend looked so sedated, she was told by the staff that Shacare was simply resting. Williams recalls that as Shakare's condition deteriorated, the medical staff continued to tell her that Shakare's body needed rest following the BBL procedure and tummy tuck. One thing led to another, and Williams says her friend was put on dialysis as doctors insisted that Shacare had trouble breathing on her own. Ultimately, the family learned of Shakare's fate on April the 21st when she was confirmed dead. This also wasn't the first time Shacare had traveled outside the country for plastic surgery procedure. In February, she reportedly went to Mexico to get a gastric sleeve to help for weight loss. Shacare family plans to keep fighting to seek answers about Shakare's ultimate death. So this is a sad story, man. Like they said in the beginning of the story, a lot of people, this is the new thing. A lot of people are traveling out of the country to get work done to their body. And I mean, I understand people. It's part of the trends now. That's the new thing. Everybody want to be the finest thing on the block, and nobody's happy with who they are. And these are the consequences of it. People are becoming desperate, trying to find the cheapest person to do stuff, and going across. I wouldn't trust none of them doctors across the water myself personally, but to each his own. I wish her and her family the best. My condolences, as they go through these hard times. But yeah, man, sad story. Hey, man, it is May the 3rd, man. You know what I'm saying? Episode 13, season 1. I love it, man. I'm happy to be here. I missed y'all last week, so I got a lot of shows. Like I said, I didn't feel like I had enough shows to give y'all last week, so I ain't want to come to y'all with no bull crap show. So I'm happy that you guys are here this week with me. I'm going to take a little quick break, and I will be back. Y'all sit tight. If you need to go get your little drink, man, go ahead, get your drink, and come back and join your boy, man. I'll be back in a second. So sit tight. Holla.
Don't take your love from me, girl. Say bring it right back. Bring it right back. Say bring it right back. Say bring it right back.
Man, everybody, please take a second. Go by the YouTube page. Subscribe to the page. Numbers been going up. I appreciate it. I love seeing the numbers go up. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page, I appreciate it if you guys go stop by and do that for me.
Always greener on the other side. I've been constantly thinking about the nights to remember. Staying up till the sun rise up. Do you remember how we used to cuddle up under the covers? We was just the best of friends, but we made love like some lovers.
Second of all, FatPacks Lounge is now streaming also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Welcome back. I hope everybody was able to get what they needed during the little break. Y'all give me 1 second. Hold on.
Hey, you a fool, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, man, you silly.
Yeah, it's a fantasy. That's how we do it. We finna climb. Hey, let's do this.
All right, yeah, so let's get back to it. Want to send my prayers and condolences real quick out to my prayers. I don't want to say condolences yet, but Miss Juicy. Everybody know Miss Juicy. She used to be with Ricky Smiley. She was one of the Little Women on the Little Women Atlanta show, or whatever. I don't know what the exact name is, but want to send my prayers out for Miss Juicy. She's in the hospital in the ICU. The cause of her hospitalization is currently unknown. But according to reps at the Mimi agency, they say that she is stable, but she is in the ICU. So just want to send our prayers out to Miss Juicy real quick. One of our favorite little people, man. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, man. Let me get into this. Let me tell y'all about this story about Mr. ASAP Rocky. ASAP could possibly be facing some jail time. Rakeem Mayers, better known as ASAP Rocky, was arrested Wednesday at a LA International Airport in connection with a shooting in November, according to LAPD. Mayers was arriving on a private plane from Barbados, where he had been on vacation with his girlfriend, singer Rihanna. According to multiple law enforcement sources familiar with the matter, Rihanna was with Mayers when he was arrested, and a search warrant had been executed at Mayers' residence in LA. Police said the shooting occurred after an argument between two acquaintances escalated. The shooting victim told police that Mayers, who was walking with two others, approached him with a handgun on the street. The victim claimed Mayers shot at him 3 to 4 times and that he believed one of the bullets grazed his left hand. ASAP Rocky did get some good news after the warrant. The search warrant executed. LAPD sources tell TMZ that the guns they found at the rapper's home did not match the gun used in the shooting. The bad news was LAPD sources say that they have video of the shooting in their possession, presumably from a surveillance camera. ASAP was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Cops believe he shot a man in Hollywood. The weapons found were all legally registered and legally purchased. The DA has not decided whether they're going to charge ASAP or not yet. So, sad case. I don't believe it, though, man. He talking about he approached him on the street, two other men. Unless ASAP knew this man. He didn't say he knew him previously. So, unless ASAP knew this man, I don't see why he'd just walk up to somebody and start shooting at him. And then the other weird thing about the story, dude talking about he believed he was grazed in his left hand. Like, nigga, either you shot or not. Like, what the fuck? I don't know if you got shot. So hopefully they figure this shit out, man. We're gonna talk about Pooh Shiesty. On April the 20th, rapper Pooh Shiesty was sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was jailed for a federal robbery case where he shot a man in the buttocks and ultimately took a plea deal for conspiracy to possess a firearm in furtherance of a violent and drug trafficking crime. Initially, the Memphis artist claimed he was innocent and risked doing life in the slammer. When news of his fate broke, he shared a heartfelt message on Instagram that read, "I wish I could be coming home to y'all today, but this could have been worse, way worse." After release, the rapper will have to be supervised for 3 years following his jail time. During that period, he will not be allowed to have connections with any of his co-defendants as well as gang members. It also stated that his probation officer will have permission to search his property at any given time. Pooh Shiesty, born Lontrell Donnell Williams Jr., must also join a program for drugs and alcohol. So, yeah, he got to do the time, man. You know, hopefully, wish him the best as he had to go in and do that, man. People got money be tripping, dog. Wasn't like this back in the day, bro. You had a couple of fools, but all these dudes nowadays, all these rappers fools. Anywho, let's talk about the baby. And I'm mad because I wanted to play this clip on here, but I didn't have a chance to get it done or whatever. But the baby has been hit with the felony battery charge by the LAPD District Attorney's Office stemming from an alleged attack that happened during a music video shoot last December. The $1 billion baby entertainment head honcho was charged with felony battery for alleged altercation with the property owner of a home he was renting in Runyon Canyon, California. He pleaded not guilty to the crime in court on April the 15th. The alleged victim, Gary Pager, is suing the baby, claiming the rapper punched him in the mouth and knocked the tooth out back in December. According to court documents obtained by XXL, the man alleges that the assault happened because he attempted to stop North Carolina rapper from shooting a music video on his rental property because he exceeded the guest limit of 12 people, which violated the terms of the lease and the COVID-19 restrictions. Hey, okay, that kind of makes sense. Pager claims in his suit that he had been told the rock star artist had been repeatedly violating the lease agreement during his week-long stay. So he decided to check the property out on December the 2nd, 2000, whatever. When he arrived, Pager claims that baby had 40 people at the home with the entire film crew. When Pager attempted to shut down the video, he claimed he was shoved to the ground by an unknown man, which was caught on video. I will be uploading it to the FatPacks Lounge page on Instagram, so don't forget to stop by there and check it out. Pager alleges that the baby got out of a car, chased him back into the home, and advised him against calling the police. Pager claims this was when he was attacked and left with a bloody mouth and a missing tooth. Eventually, someone at the scene did call the police, and the baby and his crew fled, allegedly taking Pager's phone and valuable kitchenware with them. These niggas stole some forks. Pager also claims in his suit that the baby left the scene without paying the full amount of the bill and damaged several items in the home, including a destroyed security camera in an effort to conceal their breach of lease agreement. Overall, Pager listed the rental fees and damages at $118,000. So yeah, man, the baby can't stay out of problems. He get his life together, man. Look at this weirdo, man. This fucking weirdo right here. This dude need to sit his ass down some fucking well. So sick of his ass. 6ix9ine was surprised by a punch following a performance at a Miami club last week. It fucking makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Now new details about what happened before the attack have come to light. On Monday, May the 2nd, 6ix9ine, born Daniel Hernandez, was allegedly slandered before the event, before he even arrived to the venue by someone who rented a mobile advertisement truck that features images of an animated white rat with rainbow-colored hair and said phrases like, "We don't like rats." I'm saying, am I supposed to feel bad because somebody put a truck in front of the show before the show? No. Hernandez arrived to the venue shortly before he was scheduled to hit the stage. He was only booked to perform one song, so once his brief set was done, the giant rapper headed for the exit when the stranger sucker punched him. According to Hamelo, the man was removed by security and even got roughed up a bit before he ran out the club. The attacker still has not been identified. The night went well, Hamelo recalled. It was a packed out night. Both general admission and VIP was sold out. 6ix9ine came in, did his thing, hung out for a while. He was at the venue for about an hour and a half. Not long after the attack, 6ix9ine spoke about the incident in a statement. He said, "He scuffed my shoulder by my neck. He also connected with the shoulder of my security guard. I didn't know this guy. There was no pride to speak." So, yeah, bro, you need to sit your ass down somewhere, bro. Ain't nobody fucking with you, bro. You don't even know what the hell you really even did. I know you snitched on some people. I ain't know the motherfuckers, but shit. You need to sit your ass down somewhere, bro. You gonna get fucked up. Fucked up. But anywho, let's talk about 50. I swear to God, man, I feel like I've been talking about 50 every week for like the last 2-3 months, man. But hey, man, busy right now. You know, you got a lot of shit going on. And every week, you know, it's a different story. So hey, here we go again. Let's talk about 50. 50 Cent has produced hit after hit for the Starz Network. The rap mogul became a mover and a shaker in the television industry with hits like Power Book and Black Mafia Family and more. Fifth recently announced he would be leaving the network when his contract is up. He has also taken one show that was in development with him. Moment in Time, The Massacre, was set to explore true stories of iconic hip-hop feuds and scandals. The first season was set to focus on 50 Cent's conflict with the Game. Now 50 Cent is looking for a new home for the series. The show was supposed to be a companion to Snoop Dogg's Murder Was a Case, but it doesn't fit into the network's plans. Now he will try to shop it elsewhere. The split between 50 and Starz is inevitable. Most of the producers 50 Cent has worked on for the network have seen great success with target audiences. There will be no shortage of other networks who are interested in picking up The Massacre, which is true. Hey, man, I got to give it to 50, man. 50 could be, his show is good, you know what I'm saying? And Starz fucking up, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, 50 be shopping in shows everywhere else, and, you know, people going to be jumping. I just hope he don't end up on BET, because, you know, BET made me hate a lot of movies, how much they used to replay them shits, boy. I wish a motherfucker would put on, what's that shit with Tyrese? Wish they would. I'm so fucking sick of that movie, man. And they played the shit out of Blue Hill Avenue. I used to love that movie till fucking BET got their hands on it. I love that fucking movie. Nah, I can't. Boy, if they put that shit on, I might throw up. So yeah, hopefully 50 don't go to BET. I love BET, don't get it twisted, but boy, they be running shit in the ground, dog. God damn. But yeah, big ups to 50, man. Hopefully, you know, you're able to solve that problem. Let's talk about DC Young Fly from the A. Comedian and actor DC Young Fly stopped by former football player and sports commentator Shannon Sharp's podcast Club Shay to reveal some exciting news of him and Chris Tucker working together under one condition. On the episode, the Atlanta comedian shares that Tucker said he would be willing to make another Friday only if DC Young Fly agreed to play his son. That would be cool, man. That would be real. We've been waiting a long time for it. You know what I'm saying? The cult classic Friday starring Ice Cube and Chris Tucker originally debuted in 95. The film franchise was followed by 2 other movies, Next Friday starring Ice Cube and Mike Epps, and Friday After Next starring Cube, Epps, Terry Crews, and Cat Williams. The series is a fan's favorite amongst black cinema, of course. Since 2011, Cube has talked about creating a film in the series titled Last Friday, according to IMDb. 2 scripts were written over the course of 8 to 9 years. Cube wrote a draft at the end of 2011 and turned it in the following year. He even wrote Smokey in it, but Tucker had been reluctant to return. Things have changed, as DC Young Fly mentioned in the interview. I ain't supposed to say this, but I don't care. We getting old. Chris Tucker, out his own mouth, told me literally this year. Sorry, OG, I'm going to say it. DC continues. He said if I play his son, he'd be in the movie. That'd be cool, man. Host Shannon Sharp adds, I want to get a little cameo too. I got to do something. Let me be Debo. DC Fly responds by saying, you could be the new Damon, Terry Crews. I don't think nobody's scared of Terry no more. So we'll see, man. That'll be cool if they finally get the movie together, man. We've been hearing about it forever. We've been wanting Chris Tucker to come back. I mean, it's a fucking movie, dog. Like, what the fuck? Like, you want to be known as a cop forever, nigga? Working with the Chinese man and shit? What the fuck? And if it's something as simple as getting DC Young Fly in there to act and whatever, let's do it, man. I'm ready for it. I swear, we've been waiting so long for it. By the time they do it, it's going to be whack, man. I'm telling you, the script ain't going to be that good, man. But speaking of Terry Crews real quick, Terry Crews did an interview this week. He sat down with Stephen Bartlett's The Diary of a CEO podcast. Terry Crews claims the reason why he got so strong was because he considered killing his abusive father. It's crazy. In an interview with Stephen Bartlett's The Diary of a CEO podcast, Crews opened up about his traumatic childhood. Crews once witnessed his father, Terry Crews Sr., knock out his mother, Patricia. The actor said, a lot of my desire to be strong was because I knew one day I may have to kill my father because he was just that person. And it was intense, man. I guess it was very, very intense upbringing, and I became this person who just wanted to keep the peace. Because anything to keep the peace, I became what you call a pleaser. Shout out to my dog Versus. I see you. Bartlett asks, did you ever try to intervene when your parents were having conflict? Did you ever try to intervene at a young age? Crews replied, he was too big. I mean, it was one of those things where I felt helpless. I felt 100% like I was just so small. It was like, man, this could rip me apart, and I had the desire to get strong. I knew I had to protect one day. Had to protect my mom and my family. Crews recalls watching the news at age 7 where he would see reports of families being killed. He concluded, so-and-so kills his whole family. I would always look at the TV and I would say, that I think my father can do that. That's crazy. That's a crazy situation, man. It's crazy what motivates people. Like, I mean, I ain't saying it's crazy, but I feel him like, but it's just weird because you never think that he would be that big because he felt like he had to defend his family or nothing like that. He also, in the interview, talked about his struggle with pornography addiction. He said it started when he was young. He said at his peak, he would watch porn from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night. That's fucking crazy. That's addiction, bro. He said it wouldn't stop and I couldn't stop. So Crews says he managed to get better with his addiction in 2010. He also mentioned it almost caused his marriage to go to shambles, but he was able to address that. It's crazy, man. Like I say, you never knows what motivate people. You never know what people's struggles are like, I like watching porn a lot. I don't think I got an addiction, but I like watching porn. You know what I'm saying? This man said he was addicted 10 a.m. to 11. That's fucking more than addiction. That's fucking crazy. But to each his own, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, man, I'm riding out over here, man. I'm about to take a little quick break. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll be right back, man. Y'all sit tight, man. Go ahead, get your drink, fill up your cup, man, and come back and sit and chill with your boy. I'll be right back. It's your boy, Mr. Fat Pack, coming to you live from the ATL. And this is FatPacks Lounge. Don't forget you can tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be here giving you some live content and some good shows. So don't forget, tune in Tuesday night, 7 p.m. I'll be right here waiting for you. And don't forget, grab your drink. Second, please go by my YouTube and subscribe to the page. I will greatly appreciate it. Like I say, trying to get those numbers up on the YouTube. And you can also find me on iHeartRadio. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Yeah, every Tuesday, 7 p.m., I'm here going live for you. I like that. I'm here going live for you. Yeah. Shit tight. I did that. All right. Excuse me. Hey, y'all know what time it is, man. It's favorite part of the show, man. You know how we end the show. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's that time for the show. And I don't have what I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah. I should have been fucking with this music shit, man. Shit, rough out here. It's Fat Pack. On the moon but naked. I'm the champ. If you want the belt, come take it. All right. Hey, man. Good little weekend this weekend. The NFL draft was part of this weekend. Started Thursday night with the first round. You know, second and third Friday. Saturday was the rest of the draft. Draft was a little boring this year, man. After the first 2 or 3 rounds, it wasn't really interesting. But I guess that's why you have the NFL scouts in the league, because, you know, they look up the players and, you know, they find what they're looking for specifically. So congratulations to everybody that was drafted this weekend. Trey Walker from UGA was the first pick. He's a developmental pick. I don't know if I was Jacksonville, I would have took him, but they did. So I ain't saying he ain't gonna be good. I'm just saying, like, if I got the number 1 pick and I'm a team like Jacksonville that's struggling, that's been struggling for a while, I'm probably gonna want to go with something that I'm a little more, you know, sure about. That's just me being me, but I guess that's why I'm here and that's why they do what they do, you know, because they go out and they find those gems. But yeah, they took this developmental guy. I mean, I wish him the best. He looked good on film. You know, he got the measurables. So we'll see how it turned out. Like I say, I ain't wishing him no bad, but I would have took somebody more seasoned. You know what I'm saying? I'd have took Kayvon, or I'd have took Hutchinson. But who am I to say? A couple of trades went on during the draft. Hollywood Brown was traded from Baltimore to Arizona. He's going to be teamed up with his old college teammate. So him and Kyler Murray, who we didn't know if he was going to even be in Arizona too long. But maybe this is a move Arizona's making to make him happy. So we'll see how that turns out. A.J. Brown was traded to Philly. Didn't see that coming, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, your boy out there, Hurts, will be able to show in Philly he could do a little something. He got a couple more weapons to work with. So hopefully that works out for him well. Well, I don't know what's going on with the Titans. They drafted Malik Willis. Shout out to Malik Willis. I'm happy for you. Had to wait to the 3rd round. There wasn't no real reason for him to slip like that other than, you know, we know the obvious. But congratulations to him. I feel bad for my boy Tannehill. Even though you left the Dolphins, I'm still a fan. But that put pressure on Tannehill after leading the team to the best record in the AFC. He still got to look over his shoulder, or second best record. Well, first, I think it was the best in the AFC last year, but he still got to look over his shoulder. And then they traded away his top target. They drafted somebody, but he might not be ready right now. AJ Brown was, developed and seasoned, and now they got to figure out if this new guy they bringing in is going to be able to perform and help them out. Man, you got Derrick Henry coming back from an injury. So we'll see what's going on with the Titans, man. If they don't be good this year, we can just blame it on the trades and the moves they made in the offseason. But shout out to A.J. Brown. He should be happy. He got the contract he wanted, apparently. And Tennessee wasn't willing to give it to him. Also about the draft, 4 HBCU players were drafted. Shout out to them boys. Shout out to them boys, man. HBCU, man, they had a rough year last year. Went through a whole draft last year. Nobody was drafted. So shout out to the HBCU. 4 players drafted. Should have been more than that. I don't think the dude from FAMU, Marquise Bell, was picked up, but I think he got an undrafted free agent tryout, which sucks. But you know what I'm saying? It's better than nothing. So good luck to him. Shout out to him. Hopefully he make it. FAMU in the building. The other guys that was drafted, though, this guy Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State went to Kansas City. Kobe Durant from South Carolina State went to the Rams. James Houston from Jackson State went to the Lions. And Jatiri Carter from Southern went to the Bears. Deion Sanders was in the news this week. Of course, he was mad because one of his players was drafted, and they decided to show his highlights from Florida instead of Jackson State, which he did have a good year last year, but instead of showing those highlights, they showed the University of Florida highlights he had before he transferred. Some bullshit, but it's life, and that's the stuff we dealing with. Deion been trying hard to get these boys recognized. He said he was mad about last year about nobody being drafted from HBCU. So, excuse me. Damn. So Deion trying to stand up for the I gotta sip some drink for that. Deion trying to stand up for the HBCU. Somebody got to do it. So shout out to him for trying to bring that recognition. I still feel bad for the players that's committing to him because I don't think he's gonna stay. If he stay, I'm happy. But eventually Deion gonna get snatched out of there. He keep having success. Out of the players I just mentioned, Williams, Durant, Carter, and another player, Marquise Bell, were the only players the only HBCU players invited to the NFL Scouting Combine in Indy. So NFL, y'all got to do better, man. Y'all already facing that lawsuit with Flores, and motherfuckers still ain't learned, man. Y'all still disrespecting us. Kevin Ware was in the news. I don't really remember Kevin Ware that much, but he was in the news this week. His girlfriend remains was found. He has not been arrested, but he is under investigation. So they're trying to figure out how much of that he had to do with. Nick Saban was in the news. Nick Saban had an accident. Nobody was hurt, but because it was Nick Saban, it was in the news. So hopefully everybody, they said nobody was hurt, so everybody in the situation is good. So shout out to them. Well, not shout out to them, but you know what I mean. Anywho, we're going to talk about the NBA. What time is it?
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I love Jim Moore. I fucking love that guy and that interview. It's got to be one of the classic interviews other than my dude. What's my guy? Mike Singletary. I was about to say the wrong shit. Anyway, can't win with them. Don't want them. I forgot this. Adrian Peterson was in the news. Adrian Peterson got in some trouble. I don't know where his headshot is, but Adrian Peterson got in some trouble. He agreed to counseling following arrest in February for suspicion of domestic violence. Apparently, he got into an argument with his girlfriend, and he was arrested or whatever. These fools decided to argue on an airplane. And the girlfriend spoke out for Adrian, saying that he didn't do anything. It was a verbal altercation, nothing physical. But it happened on an airplane. And because of that, he was arrested. So, hopefully Adrian Peterson get it together. Y'all know they be trying to paint a bad picture about Adrian Peterson. And he could be that person, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man. Shout out to Adrian Peterson, man. Get your head right, man. Back to the playoffs, though, man. We're in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Y'all already know. We got the Celtics playing. Celtics playing Milwaukee. Milwaukee's up in that one. I don't know if they're playing tonight. I know I'm missing something right now, but 1-0 Boston. I'm sorry, 1-0 Milwaukee. Phoenix is up 1-0 on Dallas. And Golden State and Memphis. I think Golden State won that game. Don't quote me on that. I'm so sorry. But I think Golden State did win that game. They were shorthanded without Draymond. I watched the game. I just can't remember who won the end of the game. Don't judge me. But, yeah, they were short. Draymond got kicked out for a soft foul in the first half. It's a questionable call. But they was able to pull it out, man. So shout out to Golden State. Yeah. Kyrie Irving was in the news, not because of nothing maybe because of what he didn't do. But Kenyon Martin had a lot to say about Kyrie Irving. Kenyon Martin says if he was Kevin Durant, he would tell Kyrie Irving that you felt me as a friend. That's true, man. Like listen, man, y'all know I'm an advocate of, I don't want the vaccination and all that good shit, but he in the NBA. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Like he in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You got an obligation, man. You got fans that come to see you. You got teammates that depend on you, and you sitting around here acting like a little sissified. I'd have been hot as fuck if I was Kevin Garnett. I agree 100% with Kenyon Martin. Like, they don't make people like they used to back in our day, man. You know what I'm saying? And Kyrie Irving, one of them weird people. So, shout out to your weird ass. You fucked up the Brooklyn Nets season. You thought you was going to be able to come back in the playoffs and shit. You was going to be an A seed and go to the fucking championship. You got life fucked up, man. You got life all the way fucked up. I stopped fucking with Kyrie when he challenged Kobe. And I ain't even like Kobe at the time. This man told Kobe he could whoop him when he was a rookie. In the Olympics. You got life, man. Get out of here. I ain't like you since then. I ain't like you since the whole LeBron shit neither. I'll never take your side. But anywho, Kenyon Martin right. Kyrie, you's bitch. Couldn't play with me. Couldn't play with none of my dogs. Sissified, man. They don't make people like they used to. I swear I say that all the time. These people nowadays weird. Especially these kids. We'll talk about Jalen Rose real quick. Jalen Rose getting divorced from Molly Qerim. Rumors were going around that it was because of a relationship with Stephen A. Smith, but Jalen ended those. Rose says he know it wasn't true and allowed the people who decided to run with the false information to run so they could look less credible, and that's why he hadn't spoke on it until now. So the rumors about her and Stephen A. Smith are false. Apparently, they just decided to mutually go their separate ways. And, respect to that, ain't no ugliness going on, you know what I'm saying? They just decided to go their separate ways. So, shout out to them. Hey, Jalen Rose be looking weird, though, don't he, man? I swear he got his teeth done or something. I know he be Beijing and stuff like that. He be too black. He too black, man. Facial hair on his head. Too black. Shout out to you, dog. I just cut it all off, man. Fuck it. But, yeah, J. Rose. One of my favorite players, Jalen Rose, man. All the time. Michigan Fab Five. They don't make people like they used to. I keep saying it. Next show, that's going to be the theme. They don't make people like they used to. I'm going to come up with a whole bunch of shit that I can hit y'all with. These motherfuckers nowadays, weird, dog. I don't know what the fuck. I swear. I blame it on Similac. I'm sorry. I blame it on Infamil. If you'd have gave these babies Similac, they wouldn't be acting like this. I swear. All this good start shit. Give these babies some Similac. Baby needs some Similac in their life, man. I swear. But anywho. Ben Simmons, you see this little, where he at? Weird guy over here. Where you at, little weirdo? Where y'all know what I'm talking about, right here. You see what he doing? That's all he did all year, holding balls. This dude here couldn't play with me neither, man. Couldn't play with. Shaq said it best, man. Like, people depended on you, bro, and you just let the whole world down. Made all that noise in Philly to get traded and never touched the court. You ain't touched the court 1 year. You and Zion been chilling, but you made a little noise, man. So I don't like that, bro. If you're going to make all that noise, you need to come back with a vengeance. You couldn't even team couldn't depend on you for nothing. Wussy, man. They don't make people like they used to. I keep telling you that. So, yeah. The Brooklyn Nets is out the playoffs, man. And last but not least, man. Last show. Boy, I'm sweating over here, dog. Sweat. Last show, man. Y'all see my boy up there. Shout out to the Heat. I know we beat Philly last night without Embiid. Bam had a big game. if I was, people gonna say if Bam don't have no more big games after Embiid get back, people gonna say, like Bam can't do that against anybody else. But when Embiid was out, he had a big game. I mean, if I was the coach, I probably wouldn't even run the offense. When Embiid get back, I wouldn't even probably use Bam as much. But as long as he ain't there, yeah, we take advantage of the opportunity. So we don't know what the game plan gonna be whenever Bam get back. Whenever Embiid get back. But either way, as long as we win, it don't matter. Like I say, if Bam don't score that many points in the next couple of games, I won't be mad because Embiid will be there, and we can score all around that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it turn out. We up 1-0. Tobias Harris tried to kill us the other night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marcus Maxey. I like that kid. I think that's his name. The dude, Tyrese Maxey. I'm sorry, the guard from Philadelphia. I like that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? If we wouldn't have had Hero, we probably would have drafted him, but we already had Hero. So we went in a different direction. But shout out to him, man. I like the kid. Future is bright for him. But the reason why I got Oladipo picture up there, because those rumors going around saying that him and Jimmy wasn't getting along. And the person that spread it, those rumors was Skip Bayless. I've never liked Skip Bayless a day of my life. So Skip Bayless put those rumors out saying that Jimmy didn't want to play with Oladipo on the same court. And we realized that was a lie because they've been playing together and they've been doing pretty good. Man, I like Oladipo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly would prefer Oladipo over Jimmy to be the leader of our team, but I can't because, he be hurt a lot. So I like Jimmy, don't get it twisted, but I don't know. I guess from where I was spoiled with having Wade for so long, even Glenn Rice, when he was the man, and Mourning and Hardaway, when the game was on the line, we can depend on them. I can't depend on Jimmy. I'm sorry, I just can't. I love the Heat, been a Heat fan all my life. Don't plan on changing. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Butler, but I go, I'm gonna cheer for him because I'm a Heat fan and I love my team. But you see the face that my boy up there making, that's because those rumors that him and Jimmy wasn't getting along, and of course they squashed that in the press conference right after the reports was made. So shout out to Skip Bayless for being a donkey. You know what I'm saying? Fucking donkey. I can't stand Skip Bayless. You fucking donkey. Where my shit at? That's for you, Skip Bayless. You fucking donkey. Hey, man. It's been a good show, man. It's been an hour and a minute. Probably finna take about 5 to 10 more minutes to, give some shout outs and talk about some things. Personal. Not necessarily personal, but just, life. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I appreciate everybody that's came in tonight and joined me for the show. I wasn't here last week. Like I say, I felt like I ain't have enough show to offer y'all. And I don't want to do no shows less than an hour. So I don't even want to do no shows. Yeah, that show, if I'd have did a show last week, it'd have been less than 30 minutes. So it was, like I said, it was a pretty much boring week for, media. But I was able to combine some of those shows and shows from this week into this week. And that's why I'm here delivering this to you. I want to send a few shout outs, man. Y'all already know how we do. You already know, man. I want to send a shout out to my homies. Sam Stills versus Boo Dirty. My homies Hunter. My homie Chase. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to Rail. Shout out to my homie Rail, Fat Pack Originals member. You know what I'm saying? One of the first. Shout out to my homie Big Mo. Shout out to my girl Leslie, always in the cut, chilling with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my old girl, man, one of my biggest fans. Shout out my big bro, another one of my biggest friends. Shout out my sister, just cuz. Shout out to all my listeners on the audio podcast, man. Like I say, I get hella love on the audio podcast. I got a new listener in New York. My main listener come from Shout out to Ashburn. I think that's Virginia. Shout out to Ashburn. My top listeners come from Ashburn. So I want to say a special thank you to y'all. Shout out to Brussels, Belgium. I got a lot of listeners coming from Belgium. So that's big. You know what I'm saying? I like waffles any fucking way. You know what I'm talking about? So shout out to them, man. Brussels, Belgium, man. Be showing hella love. Let me see. Hold on. I got some more for y'all, man. Shout out to the DMV, Texas. Y'all be showing hella love. Shout out to Tijuana, Mexico. Showing hella love to your boy, man. Shout out to, let's see, it's coming up so slow right now. Shout out to all my listeners out in Utah, Salt Lake City. Shout out to all my people out in Oregon. Shout out to everybody in New Mexico. That's Pete that's chiming in, tuning in with your boy, Albuquerque. I see y'all. Shout out to Wichita, Kansas. Shout out to Omaha, Nebraska. Shout out to DMV. Shout out to Dallas, Fort Worth. Got some people chiming in from Dallas, Fort Worth, chilling with your boy. Shout out to my people in Alabama and Huntsville. I got some listeners in Huntsville. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my people in Des Moines, Iowa. Shout out to my people in Omaha. I think I mentioned y'all once before. Shout out to my people over here in Ohio and Columbus. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to my people in Reston. I think that's I want to say that's Maryland. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my people in DC. Shout out to my people in Richmond, Virginia that's been tuning in, giving me hella love, man. Shout out to my folks over here in North Kakalaki. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. That's I can't see the city over here. Shout out to them, man. They be tuning in. Shout out to my boy over there in North Carolina, Hunter. Let me see, who is this? Shout out to Shelby, North Carolina. I got a few people chiming in from Shelby. Shout out to everybody in Florida. Got some people from Cape Coral. Got some people from Sarasota. Got people in Orlando, Miami. Shout out to my people in Hialeah. I got a couple of people that tuned in from Hialeah this week. So shout out to y'all. Appreciate it. Shout out to my people in Georgia that's tuned in at ATL in the building, East Point, Atlanta. Who was that? McDonough, Riverdale. I got a few shout outs in Riverdale this week. Sandy Springs. Let me see who else that is. Smyrna. Shout out to everybody in Conyers, Covington, Lawrenceville, Beaufort, man. They be tuning in. I don't really even promote my podcast locally, but I got a lot of people that be tuning in somehow, so I'm assuming they might find me by closest person, but that's cool. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to my people in New York. That was new. Shout out to my international listeners. I spoke about Belgium already. Shout out to Moscow, Russia. I don't know if they listening because I've said something and they, raised the red flag over there, but shout out to them. Shout out to my people in Spain. Shout out to my people in Paris, France. I think that's a new one. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. I said Belgium. Shout out to my people in Denmark. That might be new. I'm not sure. But I got listeners in Denmark. I got listeners in Moscow. I got listeners in India. So shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate it. Y'all already know once I get done with this, I'm going to go ahead, get in the lab, and upload everything to the audio podcast. So y'all sit tight for me, and I have that ready for y'all as soon as possible. I will be uploading some videos to the Instagram page. Y'all please come by the Instagram. Check out the Instagram. While you there, subscribe. Don't forget, come by the YouTube page. I really need y'all subscriptions. I'm kind of mad with YouTube, though, man. Real quick, I'm going to tell y'all, YouTube decided to delete one of my videos like yesterday. So episode 11 will not be on the YouTube page, thanks to them. The WWE decided to fucking copyright infringe my shit. So got to be careful with that because I don't want them to shut down my page. Respect to the WWE. But y'all could have let me put the Undertaker video on there. Goddamn, bro, just the crowd screaming. But anywho, so we got to be careful what we upload, and that's why I don't have no videos tonight. I do plan on uploading videos, man. Like, shit, fuck. But I think they deleted that because it had a lot of views. Views had like over 500 views on that shit for some reason, and I guess because it was more views. Like I have had copyright issues before, but those videos don't have a lot of views. So I guess since this one had so many views, they took it down. So like I say, season 1, episode 11 will not be on the YouTube, but I'm gonna probably cut it up. I'll probably cut it up and put little section scenes on it or whatever from that episode. So yeah, haters. Shout out to my boy Steve Sylvain. Shout out to my boy David Backer. Shout out to my boy Marlon Lloyd. Shout out to Evil Genius for the beautiful background in the background. Shout out to me for making this nice little bar. Hope y'all like the bar. Showed off the lights tonight a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. It's amazing what you can do when COVID hit and ain't shit else to do. So I don't know how to build shit, but somehow I was able to put this bar together. So yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in, man. I appreciate everybody that's been here. Shout out to my dog Versus for the comments tonight, man. You tuned in with me for a minute. Hey man, y'all already know, man. Every Tuesday, every Tuesday, 7 p.m., man, I'm gonna be here. Try to get better with this, making sure I get to y'all on time. I've been slacking a little bit lately, but that's life, man. But I'm gonna try my best to get to y'all on time, and I don't know if the time really matters, but either way, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for allowing me to come into your households. It's always my pleasure. Like I say, I always try to give y'all some good content, man. Hopefully it's something y'all haven't heard about that interests you, or hopefully it's something you heard about that you was interested in, and I say something that you didn't know. So you already know, man. Till next week, don't forget, tonight, before you go to bed, pray before you lay. Don't forget, if you love somebody, make sure you let them know tonight before you go to bed, because you never know what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow's never promised. Seem like I'm losing people left and right, and you just want to make sure you don't want nobody to pass away and you be like, man, I wish I could have just told him one more time I love him, man, because ain't nothing worse than having those thoughts in your head. So pray before you lay. Let somebody know if you love them that you love them. And come back next week, man, and join your boy, man. It's always fun. I love doing this. I love bringing y'all good content. And don't forget the people that's here now, people before, when I start getting 1 million views on my lives and stuff, I'm going to always remember the people that was here and loyal in the beginning. So I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, hit me up with a comment. Subscribe to the YouTube. Check me out on the audio podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify, and iHeart. I'm going on all of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, man. Y'all come chill with your boy. Bring your drinks, man, and pull up. Hey, next time, if you come by, let me know what you're sipping on, man. You feel me? Till next time, man. Y'all be easy. Love y'all, man. It's been a good night. I'm out. Peace, love, chicken grease. Hold on real quick. Just forgot, man. Hey, I want to dedicate this show and every other show from this point on is dedicated to my big uncle. Shout out to you, Big Lou, man. I miss you. I love you, man. It sucks that you ain't here. You was like one of my biggest fans, man, and you motivated me and pushed me to keep going. I'm going to miss you, man. I love you. So dedicated to you, man. I love you, Big Lou, man. I know you watching, man. Keep my back straight, man. I got you, baby. Here we go. Love y'all, man. Good night.
Here we go.